Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ranking Member Risch, members of the committee, it's nice to be back in front of this committee. Very distinguished panel in front of you today, but I'm grateful that you have included Dr. Michael Sfraga, who was nominated to be the first ambassador at large for Arctic affairs. He was named more than a full year ago, February 13th, 2023, as part of today's hearing. Alaska, we're the state that makes the United States of America an Arctic nation. I have been engaged in Arctic issues since I came to the Senate a long time ago. I have been working on these Arctic initiatives for decades. And one of the things that I have been working to advance very, very hard is the creation of this ambassadorship, and now for Dr. Sfraga to be nominated to it. So I'm here today to ask you to join me in supporting Dr. Sfraga. He is a fellow Alaskan. He is a longtime colleague. He is a man that I can call a friend. But more importantly to you all, he has exceptional qualifications for this position. Now, you all know, you get your intelligence briefings for the recent Munich Security Conference. You know the global interest in the Arctic is at a record high. All of you are aware of the economic, the environmental, and particularly the security-related matters that we face in the Arctic, as well as its importance to our geopolitical power and our international relations. All of you are aware of the pressing need to get the people and the policies in place so that the United States can actually present itself as that Arctic nation. On the personnel side of the business, one of the most important steps that we have left to do is to confirm an Arctic ambassador. I will share with you, we are the only Arctic country without one. Everybody else has an Arctic ambassador. Even some of the non-Arctic countries, like Singapore, have an Arctic ambassador. We need this position because we need to elevate our diplomacy to the region to show that we're not just an indifferent bystander, but we're an active and we're a strategic leader in the Arctic. And as important as the position is, you gotta have the right person. And I would commend to you Dr. Sfraga as that right person. He's an Alaskan. He's from Fairbanks. Part of the reason that he understands the Arctic is that he hasn't just read about it or visited. He lives it. He's made it his home, and he's lived there for decades. And while living in Alaska, Dr. Sfraga has also dedicated himself to a career of service to the Arctic and to our nation. He is an accomplished geographer, researcher, teacher with a PhD from the University of Alaska. He helped establish the University of the Arctic. He co-created and co-led the State Department's Fulbright Arctic Initiative. He established the Polar Institute at the Wilson Center, which has become the Arctic public square for high-level conversations about the far north. He chairs currently the U.S. Arctic Research Commission, which advises us here in Congress and the President on international Arctic research. You're going to hear from him, and I'm sure you're going to be impressed by him. I may have recommended him to the President, but he stands apart, ahead of anyone else who could have been selected for this position. And I will tell you, I attend these Arctic conferences, whether it's the Arctic Council, the Arctic Circle Assembly, Arctic Frontiers, Arctic Parliamentarians, the Munich Security Conference that he was just at. Dr. Sfraga is there at every single one of them, and he's not just there as an idle participant. He is there moderating the panels. He has been asked to speak. If there is any challenge that you have as a committee, it's that his expertise in the Arctic is so voluminous, it takes a while to wade through all of it. He has been there. He is the person that we need for this important position at this time. So after a year of holding back on this nomination, I am before you today to urge with everything that I have to confirm Dr. Sfraga to be our Arctic ambassador as soon as possible. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee.
Well, Senator